All right, so we're gonna continue this. These polynomials. Last time we saw how to do the long division of polynomials, right? So, and we're gonna continue on that, how to divide a polynomial. So let me go do this. And then we're gonna share the screen. Okay, so just to review the long division, divide Okay, so use a long division to do this one right here. Okay, I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes for everybody. Try to do that. All right, so okay, can somebody tell me how they're going to write the dividend? Go ahead, please. Somebody.
So you take x squared minus 2x plus 5 and put it on the outside, and then take 5x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 on the inside.
Okay, so now to be more organized, what we said last time, it is very helpful when a power is missing. What is very helpful to put?
0x.
Exactly, 0x cubed. You see 0x because the x cubed is missing, so it's really helpful to put 0x cubed just to help me organize myself in the next steps, right? It's not mandatory, right? But it is very helpful. Minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay, now you tell me. First, you're going to divide what by what? You're going to divide 5x to the fourth. You're going to divide it by x squared, right? So it's not going to be 5x squared. Okay, everybody. So you're gonna, and then you're gonna distribute. You distribute this. You're gonna 5x squared. X to the fourth minus 10x cubed plus 25x squared. And then what she's gonna do is we're gonna subtract all of this. These two cancel out. These two will become 10x cubed plus 22x squared plus 2x minus 1. And then we keep going. The next one is 10x cubed divided by x squared is 10x. We do the same FOIL, it's the same distribution. We get 10x cubed minus 20x squared plus 50x.
Professor, wouldn't we get 28x squared because we're subtracting 25 from
yeah, you are right. You see, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That is absolutely right. I'm subtracting, okay? So it's going to be minus 28x squared. That is absolutely right. Minus 28x squared. All right. So we subtract here. We're going to get these two cancel out. We're going to get negative 8x squared plus minus 48x minus 1, right? And finally, we're going to divide negative 8x squared by x squared, so we get negative 8. So it's going to be negative 8x squared plus 16x minus 40, right? We're going to subtract that, so we get these two cancel each other. This is going to be negative 64x because we are subtracting plus 39, and that is the remainder, okay? So it's going to be 5x to the fourth minus 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 over x squared minus 2x plus 5 is equal to 5x squared plus 10x minus 8, right? And then the remainder is negative 64x plus 39 over x squared minus 2x plus 5. Okay. That is a long division. Okay, so long division can be friendly, and sometimes it can be a real headache, right? Imagine if this number was 6 right here. Can you imagine how much headache you're going to have? A lot of fractions, right? Okay, if this number was 6, then the division will be really, really tough to do, okay? Not because of the process, but the numbers will be so not nice. So you can spend like 30 minutes doing one division, okay? But of course, if you have to bring something on the test, we're gonna think about that. We're gonna think about, you know, having that. Okay, so that is what you call the long division. Now we're gonna see a synthetic division. That is another way of dividing, which is very particular. The synthetic division, we're going to do it if the divisor is of the form x plus c or x minus c. We're going to apply this division right here, this way of dividing, which we call the synthetic division. We're going to apply it when the divisor is like a linear, x plus c, x minus c. Again, we're going to see together how to set up that division, and we're going to try to do it together, right? Again, it is a way to divide. So at first, you know, we just want to see what is the setup, you know, how to do it, okay? So the reason, for example, I mean, the question why we do this, you know, it's not like very, you know, very relevant. It's like, you know, it's like another way to divide. It's just another way to do the division. So we're just going to learn how to do it, and we're going to see how to interpret the answer. So for instance, we say divide x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3 by x minus 2. Okay, so we're going to use the synthetic division. So first of all, can we apply the synthetic division here? Yes, because my divisor looks like x minus c. Okay, now look how we're going to set it up. We're going to open up now this type of half rectangle like this. Okay, and here in this, inside the half rectangle, we're going to put all the coefficients. I highlight all the coefficients of the dividend. All of them. Not one or two, but all of them. Which means we're even going to put those missing, right? And what we mean by the coefficient are the numbers in front of the variables, okay? So what are the coefficients? Tell me, what are they? What is the first coefficient you see?
1.
1. What is the next one?
2.
Negative?
Negative
2, right? What should be the next one?
0.
Exactly, thank you very much. The 0 is the one of the missing x, because the power x is missing, so I'm going to put 0. If you forget 0, that is very, 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 very important. Do not forget 0, okay? If you forget 0, then you're going to absolutely change, the polynomial, right? So, and then what is the last one? 3. Can somebody tell me, if I don't put 0, if I put 1, negative 2, and 3, can you tell me this sequence of numbers represent what polynomial? Can you tell me the polynomial here? If I don't put 0, right? What is a polynomial?
quadratic? No.
It is going to be quadratic. Thank you. Because this is the first number, the 3 is a number by itself. And this number is multiplied by x. This number is going to be multiplied only by x squared, you see? Do you see now how important it is to not skip the 0? If you don't put the 0, you're going to reduce the degree, right? You have to put all the missing coefficient. You have to put them. You have to put 0 for those. If you don't do that, you're going to change the polynomial, right? Okay, so please don't forget to put that, please. Okay, that is the first thing not to forget. And now what you're going to do here, on the right side of my half rectangle, I'm going to put 2. I'm going to put the corresponding 0 for x minus 2, right? You see, when I said x minus 2 equals 0, x is equal to how much? 2, right? If I was dividing by x plus 5, which number I'm going to put on the left side? If I was dividing by x plus 5, which number I'm going to put on the left side?
1.
5.
You're going to put -5, right? Because we are dividing by x minus 2, we have put 2. If you were dividing by x plus 5, we would put -5, right? If you put -2, you are dividing by x plus 2. Is that important also? That is very important, right? Okay, now what you're going to do, look at the process now. The first is to drop this one here. Drop the one here. Okay. Now what next? Look, again, this is a process, right? You know, I'm learning the process here at the same time as you. I'm learning it. It is a process, right? What you do next? We do this. We multiply 1 by 2. Multiply, right? One times 2 is how much? Is 2, right? What you going to do to the 2? You put it down here. You put it below, you know, just under the next coefficient, you put it right here. Okay? And then what you're going to do? You're going to add them up. Okay? You don't subtract, you add them up. What is -2 plus 2? I mean, so let me change myself, because this is the first example. I don't want it to be -2. Please, everybody, change this number to, I don't know, to 4 or something like that. Change it to 4, right? I don't want them to cancel out, okay? Change it to -4. Because I don't want them to cancel out, that's it. Okay, so what you're going to do, we're going to add them up, right? So we add them up, we get -2. So add, right? You see, plus. And we're going to repeat the process. So what is the number we're going to put here then? If you repeat the process. What number is going to be next?
0. 0.
No, look, what you do. You do -2 times?
-5.
-2 times 2 is -4, right?
Yeah.
You see, I do not want to overwhelm my picture with a lot of arrows, right? But the next step is to do what? The next step is to do, you see, the next step is to do -2 times 2, and then you put it down here, right? Which is -4. And then what you're going to do, you're going to add them up. So 0 plus -4 is -4, right? And what's going to be the next number here? Everybody say it at the same time. What's going to be the next number here?
-8.
Thank you very much. -8, right? And we're going to add them up. It's going to be -5, right? You see that number, the last number, is the remainder. Okay, so can somebody articulate for us Why the remainder here is just a number? It's going to be always a number. Can somebody articulate the reason for that? Why the remainder cannot have x? We don't have no x. It's going to be just a number.
Because
the polynomial.
Because we are dividing by. We are dividing by a degree 1, right? We are dividing by a degree 1. When you divide by a degree 1, the remainder will always have a less degree. What is the only degree which is less than 1? Is a degree 0, which is no x, right? When you divide by x plus something or x minus something, the remainder will always be a number, right? You see, that is my remainder. What is my question? My question is this one right here. These are the entries of the question. Coefficients. These are the coefficients of the question. So which is, what is my coefficient? This is always a number by itself. This one is multiplied by x. This one is multiplied by x squared. So the quotient is x squared minus 2x minus 4. Okay? So the quotient is x squared minus 2x minus 4. All right? So the quotient is, so I have x cubed minus 4x squared, x cubed minus 4x squared plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to x squared minus 2x plus minus 4, and then plus negative 5 over x minus 2. If I see the process, let me repeat that again. You drop always the first coefficient, you drop it down, right? You drop down the first coefficient always. And then you multiply, whatever you drop down, you multiply by the 2, the number over there. And then you're gonna put the answer, you know, in the middle, not below, in the middle, just underneath the next one. And then you add, and then you repeat that process. Okay, that is the synthetic division here. It is very helpful, and it goes quickly. It goes very, very quickly than, you know, the long division. So divide. Okay. I mean, let me remove this right here. Minus only x, minus x squared only. Minus x squared plus 8 by x plus 3. Using the synthetic division, everybody, go ahead. And tell me what's going to be the remainder. I want to know, to see if somebody is right, I want to know what is the remainder, this last number right here. Go ahead. I let you, like, you know, a few minutes for everybody. In particular, do not forget any coefficient. Please, do not forget coefficients, right? Don't forget, if a power is missing, what you do, if a power is missing, you're gonna put, if the power is missing, you're gonna put 0. Don't forget that 0, please. All right. I let you, like, you know, some good 5 minutes for everybody to do that. Please try to do this one, please.
So do we put the 0 before the coefficient? I mean, before the coefficient is missing?
Yes. So when a power is missing, you put 0.
Power. That's what I meant. Okay.
when a power is missing, you put 0 for that power.
Before the missing power, if that makes sense.
Now, is for instance right here, exactly right here. So what power is missing?
8. For the 8 or no?
Before, I mean, if you go down, you have power 4, power 3, power 2. What power of x should come before the 8?
1.
Is power 1, right? Since I don't see power 1, I put 0.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so somebody's done. What remainder do you got?
I got 350.
350?
No, 350.
360 is a big number, right? It could be. Somebody else, do you have another number?
No, I'm actually a little bit confused.
A little bit confused? Okay, so let's do this one together then. Okay, look. What is the number we put on the left side? Positive 3 or negative 3?
Negative?
Negative 3, right? If you put positive 3, then you are dividing by x minus 3. Okay, so you have to put negative 3, okay? Which is a 0, which is the number you get when you said x plus 3 equals 0, so you get x equal negative 3, right? Okay, now let's do together all the coefficients. What is the first one?
2.
What is the next one?
7.
7. What is the next one?
Is it 1?
Negative 1.
Negative 1.
What is the next one?
8.
No, before 8. What's the next one?
Oh, 0.
0?
0, exactly. And then what is the last one? 8. Do you have any questions about the coefficients, how we wrote them? We put 0 for the missing power, right? Okay, so now let's do together. Actually, it's going to be additions and multiplications. Add, multiply, add, multiply. So what we're going to do first, we're going to drop the 2, right? Right here. 2 times negative 6 is how much? I mean, 2 times 3 is negative? Negative 6. Okay? 7 plus negative 6 is how much? Positive 1. Okay? 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. Negative 1 plus negative 3 is how much? Negative 4. Okay? Negative 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Positive 12, I'm sorry. Negative 4 times negative is positive 12. 0 plus 12 is 12. Okay? And 12 times negative 3 is negative 36. And negative 36 plus 8 is positive negative 28. Everybody see that? So my remainder is negative 28. So synthetic division, you multiply, you add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So what is the question then? What is the question? What we do? The question is, the 12 is by itself. This is a remainder right here. So this is by itself. This is x squared, this is x cubed, right? So the question is 2x cubed plus x squared plus 1x squared minus 4x plus 12. Okay? Okay, so that is a new process. Of course, somebody one has to apply it again and again. But don't worry, we will do that a lot. We will do the synthetic division a lot when you look at 4 zeros. But I just want to bring your attention to this. If I call the dividend f of x, right? Go ahead. How much is f of negative 3? Take your time. If anybody has a calculator, take your time and do f of negative 3 and tell me which number you're going to get. I'll let you like a whole minute to do that. What is f of negative 3? Plug in negative 3 right there. Okay, so when you plug in -3, what number did you get? What number did you get?
0.
You got 0? I mean, you plug in -3 here, so it's going to be 2 times -3 to the 4th power, right? Plus 7 times -3 to the cube, right? Minus -3 squared. And then plus 8. All right? When I take my calculator, I do the math right here. -3 to the 4th is 81. So 81 times 2 is 162, right? -3 cubed is -27 times -27 times 7 is 189, -189. So when I add them up, 162 minus 189 is -27. And this is negative, this is 9, it's going to be -9. -207 minus 9 is -38 and 36. And -36 plus 8 is -28, right? Exactly the remainder. Okay? So now, the remainder is always the same number you get when you plug in that number. Here's when you plug in that number, the 0, when you, I mean the number here, inside the polynomial, the dividend, is you get negative, exactly same number. Now tell me, which way, if you don't have a calculator, which way is more calculation free? Which way is easier to do the mental math? The synthetic division or the other way? If you don't have a calculator.
Synthetic division.
The synthetic division. Look at the synthetic division. Look at the calculation we did. Look at the numbers. We did 2 times 3, -6. 7 plus -6 is 1. I mean, 1 times -3 is -3 plus -4, etc., etc. Look at here. Look at what kind of numbers I dealt with. 162, -189, etc., etc. So synthetic division allows you to plug in a number, right? Synthetic division allows you to plug in a number. And this is understandable. When I say, you see, when I do this, I do the synthetic division. When we divide f, if we divide f divided by x minus c, right? If you put c here, that number here is going to be f of c. Okay? The remainder is equal f of c. Always the remainder is equal to f of c. Of division by x minus c is f of c. So basically, synthetic division allows you to plug in a number, without actually, plugging the number with all the powers, stuff like that, right? Synthetic division allows you to plug in a number without, for instance, right here, look. For instance, I have f of x x to the 5th minus 9x to the 4th, right? Right? Plus 2x minus 3. I want to find f of 7, right? Find f of 7. Now, I don't have a calculator. If I don't have a calculator, you see how painful to do 7 to the 5th power? You see that? If you don't have a calculator? Okay? So what you're going to do rather, we're going to use a synthetic division. Okay? Instead of doing, okay, somebody's raising their hand. Noble, do you have a question? Okay. So instead of doing 7 to the 5th power minus 9 times 7 to the 4th power plus 2 times 7 minus 3. If I don't have a calculator, this is a big number to deal with. This is another big number to deal with. This is a headache, right? If I don't have a calculator. So use a synthetic division to do that. Go ahead. Use a synthetic division to do the math. What number I put here?
7.
I put 7 here. Go ahead, I let you do all the numbers. Remember, when an exponent is missing, you don't forget to put 0. If you don't put 0, your division will be wrong, right? Go ahead. I let you do it, please. All right, so did somebody finish? Somebody got an answer? Somebody got an answer or not yet?
I think I do.
Hmm?
I think I do. I got for the totals, I got 1, -2, -14, -98, -684, and -4,804.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
Ooh. That is a lot. Look, so maybe some mistakes, were somewhere. So, you see. So look, what you have here. What are the numbers? What are the coefficients? What is the first one?
1.
1. What is the next one?
-9.
-9. What is the next one?
2. I mean 0.
0. What is the next one?
0.
0. What is the next one?
2.
And then?
-3.
-3. Okay. So hopefully we will not run into those big numbers. So we drop the 1, right?
Why wouldn't it be 020 instead of 002?
Yeah, because what are the missing powers?
3 and
To the
2.
further.
Is x cubed and x squared, right? You see, you go decreasingly. The missing exponents are 3 and 2, right? This one is for x cubed. This one is for x squared, right? And this one is for x, and this one is -3. Do you see now?
Yeah.
Do you see it? We go in a decreasing way. We go from the highest exponent to the lowest exponent, right? And any power, if any time one exponent is missing, we put 0. Okay. All right. So 1 here, we got 7. That is -2, -14, which is -14, right? That is -98. Okay. And then that is 600 and, you were right. That's big numbers, okay? -98 times 98 times 7 is
86.
686, which is negative. And then we multiply by 7.
I have a question.
Yes.
How did you get -14?
Because -2 times 7.
Okay.
All right.
You add up and get the totals on the bottom. You multiply the divisor by the total. So 7 times -2 after you add up 7 and -9.
Yes. So you add them up. So you drop the 1. You multiply. It's always like some type of triangle like this. You multiply by 7 and you put it here. You add them up. You get -2, and then you multiply by 7. You get -14. You add these 2 up. You get -14. 0 plus -4 is -14. You multiply by 7. You get -98. You add them up. 0 plus -98 is -686. You multiply by 7. We get what? We get 6 times 7 is 686 times 7 is -4,000, and you were absolutely right, 802. We add them up, we get -4,800, right? And then finally, I multiply by 7. 33,600. I add them up, I get, that is a negative right here. It's going to be -33, -33, 603, right? And that is f of 7 is -33, 603. Okay, so synthetic division allows you to plug in a number. Synthetic division allows you to plug in a number. Okay, so let me give you another one just to make sure we understand that. So f of x equal f of x equals 2x to the fourth, hold on, 0 polynomial. Three x cubed plus 25x squared plus 42x minus 40. Find f of -5. Everybody go ahead. Using the synthetic division again, right? Using the synthetic division. So what number you put on the left? 5 or -5? What number are you going to put here?
-5.
Exactly. If I want to find f of -5, I put -5 right there. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you like a whole minute to do this and tell me what you got. So how much did you get? Somebody?
I got -80.
-80? Okay, somebody else got another answer?
Yes, I got -1,080.
See, that's big numbers. Okay, so okay, so let's see. Let's see what's going to give us. So here, first of all, here, do you have any missing exponent here?
No.
We don't have no missing exponents. So you just want to write what we see: 3, 25, 42, and -40, right? Now we drop the 3. It's going to be 3 here. 3 times -5 is -15. And we add, we don't subtract, right? We always add, which is 10. This is negative 50, right? And you see where's the negative 50 come from again, everybody? It's come from 10 times negative 5, right? And we add, we get negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 5 is negative 40. I mean, it's positive 40. We add, we get 0. Somebody got a 0? So f of negative 5 is equal to 0. So f of negative 5 is equal to 0. So if f of negative 5 is equal to 0, so what do we say? We say negative 5 is what? Negative 5 is of f. What is the missing word? What is the missing word? Negative 5 is a
0.
Exactly. Negative 5 is a 0 of f. So basically what we're saying here, synthetic division can be a very quick tool to find who is a 0 and who is not a 0, right? If they give me a number, if you ask me, is this number is a 0, I can use a synthetic division to answer to that question. See that? Again, I repeat again, why synthetic division is easier to do, to plug in some numbers. Why? It's very understandable. You know, if you do 3 times negative 5 cubed plus 25 times negative 5 squared plus 42 times negative 5 minus 40, if you don't have a calculator, you're going to do a lot of calculations, right? We agree with that? If you don't have a calculator handy, or if you're in your test, you are not allowed to use a calculator, for instance, this can take you a lot of time to do mentally. I mean, to do, you know, to do the math. On the other hand, look at the synthetic division. Look at the numbers we dealt with. We did 3 times negative 5, negative 15. We add them up, we get 10. 10 times negative 5 is negative 50. We add, we get negative 8. Negative 8 times negative 5 is 40. We add, we get 0. That's it. That is very quickly done. So negative 5 allows me to plug in numbers, you know, to get a 0. So if C is a 0, if C is a 0, right? Of f, then when we do the synthetic division and we put C here, then we will get a 0 here, right? Okay? So now if I come back here, look at the synthetic division right here. Look at the number I got, the last number I got. Is 7 a 0? What do you say, yes or no?
No.
7 is not a 0. Look at this one right here. Is negative 3 a 0? We say?
No.
It's not, right? When somebody is a 0, when we do the synthetic division, we have to find 0. So use the synthetic division to see. Use synthetic division to see if 4 is a 0 of f of x. I mean negative 4. If negative 4 is a 0 of f of x equal to 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus 14x minus 40. Right, go ahead. Use synthetic division to see if negative 4 is a 0 of that number right here, of that polynomial. Go ahead and tell me yes or no in a couple of minutes. It should go quickly, you know, synthetic division, you know, unless the numbers are crazy, like one of our examples, the numbers went crazy, Unless of that, standard division goes rather quickly. All right, a couple of minutes. All right, so what do you think? Is it a 0 or not? Somebody tell me, is it a 0 or not?
No.
It is.
You didn't get 0 at the end? Okay, who said no? Can you tell me what you did step by step? I mean, can you tell me the numbers, what you did here step by step? You're gonna see. What number did you put on the left side?
4.
Now you have to
-4.
put the whole number -4, right? If you want to test if -4 is a 0 or not, if you want to test that, we have to put exactly the number we see. Now, if you divide by x minus 4, then we put 4, right? You see the nuance between the two? If you want to see if a number is a 0 or not, you put exactly that number, okay? If you divide by x minus a number, then you have to solve the, to see what number to put. Here we put -4. So what are the coefficients here? Nobody is missing, right? What is the first one? 2, 7, -14, -40, right? Okay. Okay, somebody tells me the numbers. Yeah, I don't want to do it myself. Somebody tells me the numbers. What you get?
-8.
So where we put -8?
Not sure.
Do we put it here? Do you put it here? Will you put the negative 8 there?
Where the 7 is.
Above the line, you put the negative 8 here, right?
Yes.
And then we add them up. 7 plus negative 8 is negative 1. What next? What number are you going to put here next? What number are you going to put here next? I mean, the class today is, is quiet. I have the feeling I'm talking to myself. Okay, so I don't want to do it. I don't want to be the one who's going to do every single stuff. How I know that you understood or not? That is one of the issues of the virtual. I let you time to try by yourself, right? But then in math, until you take the pencil, you do it by yourself. Until that, you cannot be sure that you know how to do stuff. You cannot. You always have to try by yourself. Always try by yourself. When you give you an example, we give you 2 examples. You have to do it by yourself. Then you know if you are capable of doing it or not, right? Always. That is always how math works. Okay. So the next number here will be what? You said 4, right? And the 4 coming from negative 1 times negative 4 is 4. What we do next, we add them up. We get a negative 10. Thank you. And negative 10 times negative 4 is positive
40. And then you get a 0. So
exactly, then we get a 0. Since we get a 0, so we say negative 4 is a 0 of f. If negative 4 is a 0 of f, what expression will be a factor of f? What expression will be a factor of f? Which means when I x, then go ahead, x. Thank you very much. Which means x plus 4, when I factor f, I will see x plus 4. And x plus 4 come from what? Come from x minus negative 4 is a factor, right? Of f. Remember, when we defined what was a 0, when we gave the definition, we said the 0 is 3 things. When you plug in the number, you get 0. This is the first thing. X minus that number is a factor. And that number is an x-intercept. These are the 3 definitions of the 0, right? So we say negative 4 is a 0. F of negative 4 equals 0. X plus 4 is a factor. And then negative 4 is an x-intercept. These 3 things, they mean exactly the same thing. Okay. When you come back, when you come back, Thursday is going to be Thursday because Tuesday we're going to have a test. Thursday we're going to see how to find the zeros, how to track down the zeros. We're going to see the process. Okay. Meanwhile, that be prepared for the test. You have the review sheet on Brightspace. It gives you an idea what type of question you're going to have. Okay. So I mean, if you prepare for the test, there is no reason not to have a good grade. I believe that. I believe, the transformation I will ask you is a regular transformation. I'm not even asking you to flip over. I will just ask you right, left, up, down. That's it. And then quadratic function, what is the vertex? What are the x-intercept? What is the y-intercept? I think if you review that, it's easy, frankly. And then algebra of functions, how to add 2 functions, how to multiply 2 functions, divide, etc. Just like in the review sheet, how to compose F circle G, G circle F. That also, a material, if you dig into it, if you dip into it for a couple of days, it should be okay. How to find the inverse. All the examples we have seen and those you're going to see on the test, we have done it in classroom over and over and over. It's going to be the same examples in the test. okay? In math, we cannot cheat in math. I cannot give you something you never seen. It's going to be just something you have seen here in classroom, okay? And then, yeah, how to graph polynomials, you know, using the zeros. How to graph for using zero, we did it like, you know, Tuesday, we graphed, it's going to be exactly the same stuff. So I repeat again, don't miss the test, okay? Do not miss the test, please. You know, if you miss a test, it's a zero, okay? There is no other way around it, unless, you know, you have like some very, very exceptional, you know, circumstances. When somebody misses a test, it's a zero, all right? And yeah, and when we are in the section, is a team section, team session, when the test starts, you cannot log out until you submit your test. For those people who got accommodations, I sent your test to the testing center. Unless you don't want to go there, in that case, you have to come to class. But, you know, you're going to do the test like, you know, there will be no extended time if you come to class. Other than that, I did send your test to the testing center. So you have to take appointment for the same day. All right, everybody. So please review